So this is my mom's chicken shawarma, just chicken and spices with oil, I guess. And this is my meal with that. A few days ago, one of my friends told me he started counting his macros. And I wanted to address on why he probably wanted to do that. I've never been a fan of the stuff to count your calories, but I know it works. Number one is counting calories in general, whether you call it macros or calorie counting, is good for people who have no direction, basically. If you're not somebody who like grew up athletic or know your body's composition, because if you played sports, then you know if you have this much food, you're gonna put on weight or not put on weight, and you go by that, and then this stuff is a lot easier for you, and then you could just make meals and do whatever you choose, and you don't have to count it. But counting macros is very accurate, and it's not that it's hard or it's easy, it's just the fact who it suits and who it doesn't suit. Now, first thing is that you should realize about yourself is what is the goal. Most of you is gonna say fat loss and gains and put on muscle or however you want to state it, but putting on muscle and macros, it's kind of funny, because if you count your calories up to, let's just say your body's what is it called? I'm forgetting the name here. It's the amount of calories that you day to day burn without doing anything. And then you add on the surplus and then the exercise, and you count it all, and you come up to like 3,500 for somebody who's about 150 pounds and 5 days a week training. This is just an example. This is not true. Don't just start following it. And then you go from that to about 3,800 up and down, and it fluctuates like that for the next 5 to 6 months, and you put on a decent amount of muscle. But you're gonna notice your body fat might have gone down, because you're gonna get into a habit of noticing, most people, if you sit there and count calories from a restaurant, you're gonna hit 2,000 plus in about a meal and a half, about a meal. And you're gonna be looking at it like, I'm spending so much money out here, it's not worth it. So I'm just gonna give my best advice on those who are trying to do this and trying to put on muscle. Buy yourself a rice cooker that also has a steamer in it. Mine's at the dorm. Put the meat on top, weigh it, make a bunch of meals out of it. Go to red meat. Stay away from like crustaceans like lobster, crab, shrimp, anything cheap like that. Cheap fishes, tilapia's crap. I mean, it thins your skin supposedly when you're on season, or whether you're losing fat like what I'm doing now. But I choose to stay away from it. It's just, I don't think it's appropriate to use, basically. Now, if you're a woman and you're athletic and you work out and you're trying to stay away from like your day-to-day grains and the olive oils and everything, and mom won't let you do anything, and then all these excuses, serve out a big glass of water before and turn the coffee off, turn off the monsters and the whatever you're used to having before practices and all that, or whatever your sport is, and if you're lifting weights, and just stick to the food. Once it gets you to a certain point where you're decently full, wait about an hour. I'm a big fan of pre-workout drinks. I'm gonna show you which one I'm taking right now, and then I'm gonna address to you about love handles. Let me grab that. I'm not even sure where I put it. This one's extremely strong though, and I don't recommend anyone buy this stuff. It's the worst thing I've ever taken, but it gets me. I've just finished an hour of cardio and I'm not even hungry. And it's called 3XT Pump Pre-Thermo. There's another one out there. It says at the bottom like complete pre-workout or something like that. But this is all, I'm not sure if it'll focus that quickly. All right. If you see it and you know these ingredients, it has 3 different types of yohimbe in it. And people who've taken yohimbe know this feeling where like you're rushed and your heart's racing, and there's 400 milligrams of caffeine in it. I don't recommend this to anybody. Don't be brave. It's nothing that good, but for me, it's good. So that'll address to you why I was about to talk about love handles. Certain products like yohimbe have been stated to say it puts blood into the intestines and throughout the body where you'd want to lose weight. So yohimbe is one of those rare products that races your heart, but at the same time, there's been a lot of people who use it that's saying that, you know, like it helps me lose weight, like on my love handles and things like that. The thing is, all it'll probably do is help put blood throughout every part of your body. And since your entire body is basically blood, water, bones, and organs, it probably makes some sense. You'd wanna use a very low dose of it, but yohimbe is great. It will mess you up here by a lot. It makes you jittery. You think you're about to die and stuff, and then when the high or whatever you want to call it comes to a middle point, you feel really good. You feel like you're in the gym pushing it. You don't feel like talking too much. A lot of cotton mouth. So I mean, there's you get you're gonna get your water indefinitely, because I'm thirsty right now. And for people doing macros, my honest opinion here on love handles, macros, and pre-supplements and all that, if you can handle not cheating and having one meal's not going to kill me a week, even though they're probably not going to do you any justice, and you follow up on some proper supplements that are for you. This is, I would say, it's for me. Like, I'm not going to go into what isn't for me, but this is for me. And you were to do the right regimen, you have it set up, those love handles are just going to fall off. It doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter if it's from this side of the world or the east side of the world, or it doesn't matter. It's just what works for you.